Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Today, we will be focusing on the refined advisors. So the refined advisors we have is something fairly new we brought in. I'm going to show you how it works. If you would like to get access to the refined advisor, you are more than welcome to send me an email. My email address is on the screen right now, karel@sharetrackin.com. Alternatively, you can also send an email to support@sharetrackin.com and just ask that you would like to have access to our refined advisor. As you can see here, I am on my login screen. So I'm going to log in. Once I'm logged in, I am going to go to analysis, and then I'm going to go to stocks. I'm just waiting for it to open. Also, just remember that you can go and watch video number 230 on our live webinar archive, as that video also has a connection with today's webinar. On video number 230, I do explain in detail how the trader dashboard works. In other words, your CFD trading. The CFD trading that we do is your short-term trading. Most of you will know the CFD trading. To those of you who are still new, you are more than welcome to go and watch video number 230. And the refined advisor also works mostly on your CFD trading. So I went to analysis and then I went to stocks. So right on top, I have a my stocks and watch list. If I click on it, on the one side, I have my stocks, meaning shares that are already bought, and my watch list on the other side, meaning shares that I want to keep my eye on. So I'm going to close that. Then you have your share filter, also another way of selecting shares. Your share filter can be used for more longer term trading as well as your shorter term trading, but it's better to use your additional advisors. So if I click on it, in previous webinars, we did teach you to either use a long and a stochastic or an RSI and a long to select shares. Recently, we brought out something new, especially for the CFD trading. And you will see there's a Sharetrackin 2020 right now. If I click on it, automatically it starts loading. We just give it a chance to finish loading. Now, it gives me the company's code, the company's name, the closing price for the previous day, the volume it traded for the day, and then it says Share T 2020. In other words, this will either tell you to open a position, hold your position, or let's see, there should be one that says close if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so it will either tell you to hold or open. In other words, basically it's telling you whether you should go and look at the share for a possible buy or hold on because it's already past its buying signal. The direction. So on the CFD trading, you can trade both ways. You can do an upwards trade, which everyone knows. That's buy in low, and sell high. Or you can open a short position. In other words, you buy high and sell low. Okay, on the banks it works. On the live platform it works a bit different. you would first sell the share at a high point, wait for the share to drop, and then buy in order to make a profit. Because the way you enter the share would be the direction you are saying the share will go. So the correct terms is long and short. Already my volume in the previous session, in the previous webinars, we did show you that you must insert greater than 100,000 into your volume. You can filter out penny shares by inserting greater than, let's say, 1 Rand or 2 Rand. But with the refined advisors, that has already been done for you. So the penny shares are out. There's no penny shares in the refined advisor, and no share that's performing under 100,000 volume for a day. If you look on top, it's still basically the same. You have your shares in current holdings. So let's say I go and buy ABG, or like I did, I went and bought AGL. It will display in a blue color. If a share is on my watch list, let's see if there is one, like BID, it will display in the orange color. And if a share is on the winning shares list, that list of plus minus 100 long-term good shares of the guru, that will be indicated by a red asterisk next to the share, like with AEL. Then there's a dollar sign, so potential strong opportunity. In other words, if that share does show a good buy indication, it will indicate that with a dollar sign next to the share. But as you can see right now, there's not a share that has a potential strong opportunity. Underneath my share T2020, I want shares that I can buy now. So I'm going to say open. It will filter out all the shares that you can buy right now. Remember, even though the refined advisor tells you you can go and buy the share, you must always remember to go and do your analysis also on your graphs. So there's 6 open positions I can open. All of them are on the long side. In other words, the normal buy low, sell high side. So let's select the share. Let's go with Anglo American Platinum. I click on the share. Now I go and view my charting. So I go chart IQ. So as you can see here, my graphs are already filled in. So I have my 200-day moving average. I have my stochastic. I have my RSI. I'm just removing the rest. And according to that, I can make a decision. So if I look at the moving average, it is going up. Since the 22nd of October, this share has been dropping a bit. But if I look at my RSI, and I look at my stochastic, both indicate that this share is still dropping. So at this stage, I will not go and buy into that share. Okay? Because if you do a short-term trade on a share and you want to go on the upside, in other words, the growth side, you would wait for the share to cross like it did there and then sell like it did there. When you want to go on the downside, so when you want to short a share, you would buy there, you would open up your position there and close your position there to make a profit. So looking at the data right now, this share would more likely be a share that I can short rather than long. So let's close this one and look for another share. Let's go with ADV Tech, and then I say Chart IQ. So as I can see here, this share is growing. The stochastic did cross relatively high, but it did cross. Remember, you're doing a short-term trade, so maybe for a day or two you can buy the share. Okay, everything is leaning towards an upwards trend. So yes, this can be a share that I can buy. Let's go and look at another share. So I'm going to close my chart on top. Close there. Let's go to Kiro Holdings Limited. Chart IQ. This share crossed relatively low. It did show an upwards trend, but if you currently look at it since the 26th, the share has been dropping a bit. Your stochastic did cross, your RSI is relatively low currently. So this might be a share that you can buy. Hold on for a few days. Remember, a CFD you keep for a maximum of 7 days. In other words, a week before you sell that share. You can do shorter. In other words, you can buy in today and sell later today or sell tomorrow. So you can do a day trade, or you can do at the longest a week trade. So this share is relatively low, but I'm going to close there. And that's how you analyze that share. Let's go to ADV Tech. And let's say we want to buy this share on the shorter side. Now I'm going to click on buy shares. I'm going to select my CFD account. Then it gives you the share code, company name, the last traded price, the date that we are buying on, the money I still have left in my account to spend, the number of shares I want to trade. So how many shares do I want to buy? Let's say I want to buy 5,000 shares. The reason for buying, okay, there you would go technical, or you can go fundamental, but I'm using a technical comment, so I would say that my RSI and stock, shows buy, and I can also say something about the trend of the share if I want to. So that could be a reason. Now you're going to insert your leverage. So depending on where you opened your live account, if you did it with IG, I'd recommend going with a 1:10 ratio. In other words, for every 1,000 Rand you put in, IG will make it 10,000. It can still differ from share to share, but that's more a default value of the platform. If you are with Standard Bank, it can be a ratio of 1:8. Okay, in other words, for every 1,000 you put in, they make it 8,000. If you are with FNB, you will more likely go for a 1:5 ratio. In other words, for every 1,000 Rand you put in, they will make it 5,000. So let's say here, we're going to make it a 1:10 ratio. Then my margin would be 10%. In other words, I'm paying 10% of the total cost. So if I look at my margin here, my margin is 4,265 Rand. That will be what they will deduct from your account. So that's the amount that you pay for the share. The total cost is the value of 5,080 VTech shares at 8.53 Rand. Then you can say open long position or open short position. So that is where you say, like I said, the long position is a trade going upwards and a short position is a trade going downwards. So this is where you would say which direction you are going for. So because my refined advisor tells me open position long, I can go and open a long position. So then I say open long position. Here it tells me successfully open position ADH. And now I can close it here. And to watch my share, I can go to my dashboard and I can go to my trader dashboard. And there is my share that I can keep my eye on. So BHP was a share that I opened about 20 minutes past 12 today. It went from 0, it grew up to 400 and something, and now it's down to 6 Rand. So it can be quite a roller coaster if you keep on watching the share. So you buy the share, you can keep your eye on the share and then get rid of the share if you see, okay, let's say you go for a 400 Rand profit at first. Buy the share, wait for the 400 Rand and sell the share. If I do want to set up a stop loss or a target value, I will click on action. I would say set TVSL. Then it gives you a default target value of 4%. So that one I can change to, let's say, 10%. In other words, if I do want the share to grow positive by 10%, it must get rid of the share. And then your stop loss, because you are trading CFDs, you would insert a tighter stop loss of about 4 to 5% because you don't want to lose too much money. Remember that this is still fairly new, so you can set it up, but for the time being, they are busy developing. But for the time being, you can set it up, but it will not notify you by SMS, because there you can see set up of SMS notifications not allowed for CFD accounts. So it will not notify you. And then you can click update values, update the client preferences, and now you know it's been set it up. If I want to sell the share, I would go back to action. I would say close position, and the only thing that I need to fill in is the reason for selling the share. And then I would say close position again, and it will sell the share. And that was the session for today. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to ask questions now. For those of you who want to leave the webinar, you can also leave the webinar. Enjoy your day, guys.